BigHerc916, positivity, motivation, never settle for average. You know how we do it over here. Man, you know what's so crazy is that I hear a lot of these young, tough guys, gangsters, in their posts, and they don't like being told what to do. Somebody says the wrong thing to them, they're quick to pull out their gun and possibly end their lives. They don't have much tolerance for being questioned about their actions or their beliefs. They get very angry, very little situational coping skills. But when you end up in prison and you're dealing with authority figures, all that changes. All that tough guy stuff, thinking that you're not going to get up in the morning and go to a job, you're not going to stand against the wall, you're not going to stand up for count, you're not going to lock it down. You're going to do all that, or else you're going to be in the hole or maybe beat up somewhere. And when they beat you up in prison, the guards, the COs, yeah, they beat up people, man. They put you somewhere and let you stay isolated until you heal up so nobody knows what happened to you, or they transfer you. And a lot of times, if there's a situation where they feel they can be held accountable, they'll just send you to another prison. I've seen guys that have went hard and the police have tried to break them, and it doesn't end well, man. A lot of guys go crazy. Guys that were cold gangsters, they're lining up on Saturdays and Sundays to work overtime. These dudes are going to the factories, which keep the prisons in business because they're privately ran corporations that contract with the prisons. They're going to work. These are guys who were big time drug dealers, gangsters, shooting out with people. They're doing 20, 30 years and they're going to a factory, man. They're not even looking up their cases. What type of gangster is that, man? What type of gangster with 30 years, 20 years goes to work every day and accepts the defense their attorney had for them as the word in the game? Who does that? How could you put that much faith in somebody that they actually did what they were supposed to do and you paid them? That's what blows me away, man. When I was in there seeing that, it was mind boggling. You know, guys who have that much time, I would think that the factories would be empty. Like, guys would be stacked up in the law library trying to figure out if they can get an appeal, get a commutation, try to get a pardon, anything, rather than just making that place home. But it's not. Dudes you thought were solid, you find out that they're drug addicts. You see a dude that don't come out of cell for like 2 days, 3 days. You're like, damn, what happened to dude? He got the blanket up. He's up in there high as shit, nodding out. And as a young person going in, you see certain OGs you might have heard stories about, and you realize that behind the scene, that OG is not who you thought they were. They're not the person that you had built up that you were possibly trying to emulate. And then as you mature and you grow out of that hard-headed phase and you start thinking about more what life really means to you, you start looking at things differently. You start picking up books that have maybe a spiritual context. You start looking at things from more of a moral context or perspective. And a lot of things you believed in no longer hold weight, man, because your freedom is now starting to weigh in on you. Walk into the shower with boots on, maybe with a blinky in your boot, having to look at women that you would never pay attention to, but this old prison hot female, you having fantasies about her now, and if you look too much, you might get a write-up. Your standards and values have just went down, and people that you thought you can call, they're not no longer picking up, or then to change their number. You hoping you can get a visit through a pen pal. This jail shit, when I talk about it, like far as the crime and stuff, look, man, you're gonna get your money however you feel you want to get it. I'm just trying to save you a lot of heartache. And I always try to think like, man, where did I mess up at? What could I have done different? Maybe if I would have focused more on my art before that, if I would have had somebody like maybe like, hey, Big Herc, man, you should focus on your art, or maybe you should go take, you love cars, you should get into auto mechanics or auto restoration, go try to work at one of these shops. If I would have done a number of different things, man, I could have avoided a lot of jail time. I could have been productive, and for whatever I thought I was going to get from the bank, I could have made 10 times that in that amount of time. I mean, at least I have my health right now. I'm able to spread a positive message, but time in jail, man, it's nothing to brag about, man. And time is your most valuable commodity. The money, it seems like it when you're on the street, like, oh man, I need the money. But it's what you do with your time, because your time could always be converted to money depending on what you're doing. And it doesn't require you to be violent to get it or to put your life in jeopardy. When you sit back and just rationale, and now with all the resources you have at your fingertips, there's so much you can do. But man, I just try to put the message out, because I'm telling you, man, the gangster stuff, and then you're around guys that you come to realize don't really give a F about you. Total dirtbags, guys that you would never invite at your house, but you're in a cell with them, eating food and bullshitting and telling stories. And it's just like, really, man, some really low down gutter ball shit, man. There might be a couple of dudes that you feel like you're cool with, and hopefully, you have a trust relationship with, but that's far and few between. You spend a little time with that guy, maybe hopefully he's there for a little while to have your back, and then he'll probably get transferred or something. But you're trying to build relationships in a horrible environment with racism, negativity, animosity, jealousy. You can't shine too hard. You can't talk too proper. If you seem like you're too smart, people want to judge you, want to test you. You got dudes making up stories about you to try to get you off the yard. It's all type of shit, man. There's a lot of scandalous shit. People stealing, behind your back, or they're incorporating you into their crime and not telling you. So now they got you wrapped up in some jailhouse conspiracy, and the dudes who are looking for the dude who did it now think you're a part of it because you hang out with him. It's just horrible, man. So I'm not trying to preach to you. I'm just trying to give you a little game, man, and hopefully prevent you from wasting time making a dumb choice, and then having to sit back in jail and try to figure it out, dig yourself out, file all kind of motions and habeas corpuses and appeals and all this stuff, man, and just wear yourself out, man, while everybody else is living life on the street, man. When you're gone, everything continues. The block continues. The streets continue. Your girl's still getting her cheeks busted out. Your kids are growing up. Your mom is still trying to care and love for you. Your grandma's getting older, grandpa getting older. Your brothers and sisters are trying to figure it out, missing you while you're in prison. So think about your choice, man. And the toughest guys I've seen in there, and it's just really pathetic, man, when you see a man like that just bowing down and kissing ass to certain administrators, and these people are looking at you like you're on a plantation. They're like, they go home every day and they got these 6-figure jobs. They're there and they sit out in front of the chow hall and act like they're gods while you come up there and beg for your grievance. You got a grievance that you're trying to get addressed, or you want this change, and it's just petty stuff. We do TV, or I went there and they wouldn't do this for me, or you're complaining about laundry, or just garbage, man. It's like you're a grown ass man and you got another person looking at you like they care and they're really disgusted. They look at us when you're in there as pieces of shit. I never wanted to talk to them. They try to say hi and man, shit, man. I already knew the game. That's why when people talk about racism and stuff on the street, I laugh, man. This shit right here, this is a cakewalk, man. Dealing with these suckers on the street, people who want to say like, "Oh man, I went somewhere and they looked at me crazy." Shit, I don't give a damn. I'm on the street. You look at me, I look at you. So what? I'm not worried about the color of my skin on the street. In prison, that's when you feel like straight shit and you go back to a hard ass bed, metal bunk in a cage. That's when you're low. On the street, you're crying about this, you have no idea. But maybe you think it's really horrible. Maybe you need to try to rethink your outlook on life, because you can easily get up and leave. You don't have to go back to that place no more. You can't leave prison until they tell you can leave. You're stuck. So quit your crying, little bitch. BigHerc916, man. Subscribe, share the channel. Don't forget to stop by the BigHerc916 store and pick you up a sticker for your car, or a patch, or a sticker for your laptop, or maybe a beanie, or read one of the many books that BigHerc916 has authored.
Officially, I only got one real spanking my entire life. My mom did the best a 14-year-old could do, raising me with love and instilling values that will last a lifetime. I was a straight A student and lived to make her happy. So how did I go astray? A horrible stepdad that stole my self-worth and invoked fear turned me into a person that I struggled to overcome. From skateboarding to selling drugs, gang banging in juvenile hall, I got caught the same way many young promising men get caught up. I struggled to find my identity, getting mixed up in shootouts, crime, and the adult entertainment industry. This roller coaster continued as I juggled college, hustling, and Hollywood, eventually catching a federal bank robbery case. I found redemption in prison while serving a 120-month federal sentence and came out a man on a mission. I became a social media influencer with over 500 million views on YouTube and a life coach mentoring people all over the world. This is my journey against all odds.